on a serious note, there's a challenge ahead. A group led by Nyesom Wike said they are called the Concerned PDP Stakeholders, and it's very amusing to me what is playing out. So, Wike defends the president. He said the coalition will fail. He will support the president. It's not difficult to know Wike's position because he will say what he has to say. But the same Wike is saying your party must float or must bring a candidate from the South. Those are some of his conditions for peace. Anyanwu must stay as national secretary. So that even sends a conflicting and confusing signal in that sense. What do you make of that new position of the Concerned PDP Stakeholders, of one person who will support an incumbent, yet is saying the party must follow a particular path?
Well, thank you, Geoffrey, for this question. First, let me start by saying that I will draw from the experiences that I had when I was a member of the National Working Committee under the leadership of the total chairman, Prince Uche Secondus. I will recall that a particular senator who was the deputy national chairman North for the People's Democratic Party went to the villa for a meeting ahead of the 2019 presidential election. So he went to romanticize with the villa. Before he left the villa, the party under the leadership of the Prince Uche Secondus expelled the senator. I will not mention his name out of respect because he's late now and he will not be able to defend himself, so I keep that name aside. But the important thing I want to say, that for going to the villa to hold a meeting, we expelled him as a working committee. I have said this, and I believe I've said this one on this particular platform, which is that the Minister of Works, Governor Dave Umahi, declared that any of his aides that speak in support, that speak against then President Muhammadu Buhari will be removed from office. He also romanticized with the President Muhammadu Buhari's administration. He was then governor of Ebonyi State. We did not only send people to go and meet and discuss with him, we also issued him a query. That is the way party runs. So those who have been elected in the position of responsibility as national chairman, as national secretary, who are now fanning the embers of discord and of division, who are now allowing people to act the way they want, will be held accountable, if not today, in a day in the future. Now, you talk about the meeting held by the Minister of FCT, Chief Nyesom Wike, wherein they say that they do not agree with certain decisions, or even describing the NEC as illegitimate or so. Well, that is opinion expressed by a group. The party is focused and the party is progressing. The issue of Senator Anyanwu, I don't want to say that it has been rested, because was decided that at the next NEC meeting that the report of the Southeast Zonal Executive or the Zonal Caucus will be presented at the next NEC meeting, which comes up on June 30 for a final decision. But I'm amazed, Geoffrey, that Chief Sam Otom, the governor of Benue, former governor of Benue State, who sat within the arena where I sat at that NEC meeting, because I can recall that it's only former governor of Gombe State, Governor Dakwambo, that sat in between us, will now turn around and begin to raise issues about a meeting that he had, about the decision taken at a meeting that he attended, where he didn't raise one objection to any of the issues. I expected him to go back to that kind of group and say, no, whatever issues that we have, let us go before NEC and go and table it at NEC. I do not expect him, because of the importance of tomorrow, of history tomorrow. I do not expect him to now turn around and dismiss a meeting in which he participated, which he recognized as a necessity, and where decisions were made. So it takes me back to the issue of zoning in the People's Democratic Party. Because today it's very convenient for people to argue, oh, PDP didn't zone. Oh, PDP made mistake to have zoned, to not have zoned. It was this same Chief Sam Otom who chaired the zoning committee meeting ahead of the 2023 presidential election.
But Mr. Ologbondiyan.
It was this same Chief Sam Otom committee that returned a verdict of no zoning. But I believe that whatever, I'm not opposed to people having agitations. I'm not opposed to people raising issues or finding objections. But whatever the issues are, June 30th next meeting, let everybody bring their issues there and let the party resolve and continue to progress.